chug some beers and make some bad gambling picks. Welcome to ChuggieBets.
Yeah, I'll keep rolling. I'm laying 5 with Marshall, hosting Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech is garbage. Marshall is pretty good. At least they've got a good defense. This one's at home. Yeah, I don't expect Virginia Tech to be a threat here.
I got no problem with that.
Yeah, seems right.
All right.
Nobody thinks Virginia Tech's going to be a threat anywhere this year.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not going to bet on Virginia Tech until they can, win a game.
I'm not at the spot where I'm betting against them right now, but yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
All right, I've got the next 2 picks again. They're both instances of that's too many points. At least one of these feels like something where one of you is going to jump in and fight me during my picks. But Rutgers is going into Michigan, getting 24 points. It's just too many points. Michigan is way better than Rutgers. They absolutely are. But Michigan has no need to beat Rutgers by 50. If they're up big in the second half, they'll pull their starters. Rutgers gets the backdoor cover. 24 is too many points.
Is Coach Slacks back? Is he back for this game?
I don't think so.
Is he a 3 or 4 game suspension? I can't remember with Harbaugh.
I thought it was 4.
Okay. I'll be curious to see if that makes them fight a little bit harder.
You know, Andy, I'm going to agree with you. Like, I just,
nice.
I talked to a couple of Michigan people, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we don't run up the score."
So
maybe they should hire
when I took the points against them week 0 or week 1.
Maybe they should hire an offensive coordinator who has to score 325 points and have his contract be pending a high-scoring offense.
Yeah. All right. And then Western Michigan at Toledo. Again, Toledo's the better team. Clearly, I'm not saying they're not, but Western Michigan's getting 20.5 points, and that is too many points.
So I thought I hated your Rutgers pick more, but I do think, well, actually, I do. I think I'm in agreement here because if there's one thing we know about Maction, it's that 3 touchdowns is an outrageous thing in a MAC conference game. You know what I mean? Those things always tend to, Toledo might be up by 3 touchdowns. They might be covering at some point in this game, but they probably will not be at the end of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, covering by 3 touchdowns does not seem very MAC.
Just too much craziness happens in that conference for this game to end with 3 scores.
And then
I feel like this goes the other way, where like Western Michigan is up by 3 touchdowns, then Toledo wins by 20, but Andy gets it by the hook because that's how the MAC goes.
I love hooks.
It's a missed extra point because MAC kickers.
You're right. I had it the wrong way. That's absolutely what's going to happen.
So this next one is probably my least favorite pick of the week because I am on Ball State +7, but I'm going against Mr. Georgia himself. I feel terrible about this pick. Please, nobody follow this pick because I'm 100% sure Chris is right. Chris, tell us why Georgia Southern is the pick here.
So Georgia Southern, they've their loss came to Wisconsin. No, I mean, Georgia Southern's going to beat them by a touchdown.
Exactly a touchdown, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, Georgia Southern's 2-1. They've won both their other games that are caliber teams to comparative to Ball State by more than a touchdown.
Yeah, they beat Citadel and UAB. Doesn't scare me.
So you're laying 7 with Georgia Southern because you like them by a touchdown.
I am.
Sweet.
And then the next pick is another time I'm fighting with Sunshine here, but I actually love this pick. Sunshine, I'll let you kick us off, and then I'll tell everybody why I love this.
Yeah. See, the thing is, Mississippi is not in Georgia. As far as last time I checked, it's also not even Georgia adjacent. So you might be onto something here.
No, so I think Ole Miss they're picking up, they're coming together, And it's not that I don't think that Alabama isn't. I just think that Ole Miss, you play in my head when I look at this pick. That's too many points. It's a field goal game. That's it. Somebody's going to win by a field goal.
I'm joining you on this one, Chris, but mostly because Alabama's offensive line is playing for University of Miami now. We bought them. They're good. Tyler Van Dyke just stands up the whole game. Nobody touches him. He doesn't have any injuries anymore because nobody can get to him. That's fantastic. No, knock on wood and everything. But if we stay healthy, we have literally the best offensive line money can buy. Thank you for the NIL gods and whatever that stupid website is that it lost all its money. The John Ruiz.
Life Wallet.
Yeah, Life Wallet.
Water.
Yeah, Life Water, Life Wallet, whatever it is. And Bama's, I just think everybody still just sees Bama, and they're gonna lay the points. But no, I think Ole Miss might take this one, but if not, it's gonna be close, and Bama's gonna have to come back and win. I like this pick a lot.
So
Tell me why I'm wrong.
I get all of that, and it's obviously scary. 2 weeks ago they lost. Last week they only beat, was it South Florida by 2 touchdowns by 14 points.
They're changing their quarterback.
Yeah,
3 times.
And Ole Miss is clearly better than South Florida, right? The reason I had to bet this is I think it's the first time ever that my spreadsheet has shown value on Alabama. I always show value on the other team plus 40, and Alabama covers. And I've lost so much money betting against Alabama. This is my first time in my entire life, I think, that I get to bet on Alabama, and so I'm doing it.
Yeah, I think
you guys might
your
be
spreadsheet
right,
just can't value Alabama correctly.
It's possible.
No.
It's possible.
I think
the AI has been trained that Alabama always has to be favored by at least a touchdown.
ChatGPT said roll Tide, huh?
Exactly.
What was I gonna say? For nigh on a decade, we sat here year after year and said Tom Brady's washed. He's done, and then he goes out there, he makes the playoffs, wins Super Bowls.
Nobody's saying Saban's washed or done. He just doesn't have a quarterback this year.
So this is the thing: is I'm afraid to say it, but I think it's true. I think Bama's washed. I think they're washed.
No, because they have money somewhere.
They don't have any offensive line, and their secondary is suspect, and their quarterback is bad.
They just need to get the money that they used to put in duffel bags to get all the guys to go to stupid Tuscaloosa.
Well, they need more duffel bags.
And they need to get that money into a bank account and pay them regularly now. It's not complicated. Does everybody in Tuscaloosa make money illegally? Is that what's going on?
Probably.
They need to fire their bagman and hire an accountant, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Al, to
a
your
well-meaning Miami Dolphin fan accountant.
Al, to your point, I was concerned, even with the quarterback issues, I thought Alabama was lean on you, right? And run it. My internet's gone. You lost me. Am I there?
Nope. It's still here, Matto.
You're still there.
Okay, sweet. I thought they still could beat USF by 31. That quarterback play is troubling. And I think Jalen Milroe may have been suspended last week. That's why they started a bunch of quarterbacks and kind of repositioned it, not made a big mess of it. I think Milroe has to be the quarterback. And look, it's like a trending team. Ole Miss is trending up. Alabama's trending down. I kind of like betting the counter Alabama bet. Just for the sake of being contrarian there. But Alabama has not given me any comfort. I'm staying the hell away and just enjoying the watch.
Yeah, they might come out and run up the score on Ole Miss for old times'
sake. They always do.
I don't know, man.
That's the plan.
By the way, I don't know if we're going to do this segment, but we had a lot of picks at noon, but that's when you mow your lawn this weekend.
Oh, yeah, we need to do a moment with Danny. First,
no, that was it.
Okay, so you're going to mow your lawn at noon?
Noon, yeah. So the Premier League games should be the ones that I want to watch should be wrapping up around noon, and then I'll probably catch the very beginning of the FSU game and go out and mow the lawn because I'm not going to watch that whole Florida State Clemson game, and I'll be done to watch the third quarter.
Okay.
Because college football takes forever.
You'll be done with 8 minutes left in the second quarter. So
yeah.
I mean, I probably wouldn't mow my grass during the biggest game of the week, but I do like the idea of being done and having all that handled, and basically just missing the boring half and still catching the good ending.
Yeah, so basically, if that game's on inside, the family's gonna think that like I'm giving something up to go do chores. All right. Because I got the FSU game on that they know I care about because my friends care about it. That'll be like sitting on the TV inside while I go out to like mow the lawn and stuff. Then that'll like buy me like extra football watching later because I was there. Anyway, but I'm
Plus, you
you know,
stick your wife with getting the kids fed for lunch, and then you finish mowing as the kids go down for a nap or a quiet time.
so
Like,
chances are I'll be making sandwiches during the second half of those 10:30 or 10 o'clock Premier League games that'll wrap up around noon.
Yeah, but you can see your TV from your kitchen, so you're good.
yeah.
Also, the girls like Chelsea,
Nice.
so they'll have their little Chelsea jerseys on and they'll be wanting to watch with me.
So the Mow-ment with Danny says, mow your grass in the noon slate.
Yeah, I say mow in the noon say unless you're a Florida State fan.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah,
That's fair. All right.
In which case, you don't have lawn.
Apartments.
All right, Sunshine, you want to take us into Oregon, Colorado going into Oregon?
Yeah. So I don't like this bet, but like it's kind of like, oh, that's too many points. It's Colorado plus 21. Yeah, like it's probably the wrong one, but like I couldn't go. I couldn't say no. I got a problem.
No, I get it. It's definitely too many points. I can't believe that the public let it stay this high. Like it was higher before, right? It opened higher than this, and they've just been hammering it. But I don't know. I'm still not 100% sold on Colorado being like really good. So I'm gonna stay away. I do think you're on the right side though. That's too many points.
So I just the super basic SRS numbers that College Football Reference uses. Colorado would be favored by like 9 points if you just use the standard rating system. Don't use that because it's like not like it's super basic, but you got to use other information as well. But yeah, because they would just be favored by 9, it's just so like. I want to bet Colorado on this so bad, but I just don't know how to read them right now. And we haven't seen them play like a big time school that didn't just lose Max Duggins.
Yeah, I was really inclined to lay the points with Oregon, but this thing has moved like 5+ points already. The other thing is Travis Hunter, because I was like, oh, let's see what his injury status is. He's going to be out almost a month with a lacerated liver. So homeboy,
lacerated liver.
Yeah, so he's not going to be in this one, and I think that's a drastically different Colorado team with him on the sideline. So I don't know if Oregon's going to cover a 3-touchdown spread here, but I think Colorado has a hard time keeping it close.
Yeah, like Travis Hunter being out is really big. That's a game changer. But and I do believe that Oregon's that team that will run up the score. They've already proved
Hell yeah. They've been kicking the shit out of
yeah.
people. It hasn't been close yet in an Oregon
Yeah.
game. And granted, like they haven't played great.
Pac-12 was that. Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Oregon looks like the truth. I maybe you're right, but I'm kind of thinking the other way.
Yeah, probably, but it's too late because I already bet it.
I mean, it's a lot of points. It's a ton of points.
All right, keeping this rolling. I'm on way too many plays this week. 3:30 FAU is going into Illinois. This is a very personal battle to me. Obviously, I went to Illinois. My wife went to FAU. She does not care at all, though. She doesn't even know this is happening. So Illinois, if they put everything together, they could cover this number. Like their offense actually looked okay the first 2 weeks, but their defense looked terrible. And then against Penn State, their defense looked pretty good, and their offense was terrible. I think we had 4 interceptions and a fumble. It was so bad. If you even take away like one of those interceptions, it's a whole different ballgame. But they haven't shown me that they can put it all together at the same time. So I'm taking FAU plus 14.5. FAU's not terrible. I think they can keep it close.
Yeah, that feels like hedging happiness, Andy. I feel like you're happy to lose that bet.
Yeah, but I think there's a really good chance that I get both. That Illinois wins the game, but doesn't cover. So
yeah, that's fair.
Then my next one is Louisiana Tech going into Nebraska, over 47. I know those are two not very good football teams, but 47 still doesn't seem like enough points.
Andy, I'm going to give you a second to reconsider taking a Nebraska over and have you chug a beer.
Sure.
You can still stick to it, but I want you to think about it while you're chugging.
Oh, I already bet it, but yeah, this should help deal with the results. So thank you. Sunshine, you want to take us into Boston College at Louisville? Why do this?
Yeah. So I know that Boston College had a lot to play for when they were playing FSU, but they played really well. And I think that I got them at plus 13.5. I think that's a good line for them. I think that they probably won't beat Louisville, but I think they'll keep it close like they did with Florida State.
Yeah, same thought. I got it at 14. But yeah, if you can hang with Florida State, you can hang with Louisville. Like that's, and I know there were some lucky bounces and whatnot, but you still have to pick up those lucky bounces and run with it. And Boston College did that. So yeah, taking the points.
The next one we're going over here, which we're conveniently skipping over Miami Temple. There's not really anything to talk about there. I don't even know if there's a line out, but Miami's gonna whoop that ass. But it's also my one Miami aside is that it's really nice watching your team play a team they're going to win against, and there's no like concern. It's just a matter of like how much they're going to win by. It's really like a relief to get a couple of those, especially back to back.
I've never experienced that.
What's the equivalent of like Temple is to Miami as who is to Illinois? Like Cal Poly?
Maybe. Palm Beach Atlantic.
So this next game is my vote for biggest pleasant surprise in this Saturday. Like BYU at Kansas 3:30. That's going to be a game where you're like, oh shit, this one's fantastic. It's going to be like 45-42, like going into the fourth quarter. I'm taking over 56. I think I'm also with you, Andy, on the BYU plus 10. It's not an official play for me, but I think I value on BYU here.
Yeah, I'm with you on the over. Both of these teams can score, and I think they'll keep it close. So BYU plus 10 as well.
I like both of those. Those are good picks. I'm going to probably jump in. I didn't see that one on the scorecard.
Nice.
Yeah. So when I'm building my quad box, I'm hoping that this is going to be on one of them because I like this over that Andy has. I did not bet it, but I do like this over. I mean, obviously the Ole Miss, Alabama, and Miami Temple are going to be in there. We'll see.
Could you imagine a quad box like Ole Miss, Bama, Colorado, Oregon, Miami Temple, and BYU Kansas? Like,
so I also want to see the Duke UConn game because
earlier.
We'll get to that.
Or later.
I think it's 3:30.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
UConn.
You're right. Sorry.
UConn. That's what I'm gonna call it.
That's good. All right. Let's keep moving so we can get to that one. I feel like this is another one you guys are going to tell me is a terrible pick, but Texas Tech going into West Virginia. West Virginia is getting 5.5. I wish it was 7, but I still think West Virginia can keep this close.
West Virginia's been playing good, man. Like as much as I talk shit on Neil Brown like the whole offseason. That team's playing fine. He's not the first coach being fired. Remember, I updated it to be Dana Holgerson's getting fired first. So congratulations, Neil Brown. You got your boys playing the right way.
All right. Let's cover that number on Saturday.
They're not going to cover.
Thanks, Daddy. That actually makes him feel better.
I love this bet. I got Buffalo going into Louisiana. Buffalo has been very bad this year. Louisiana's pretty damn good. 10 is way too few points for Louisiana to be covering. It should be closer to 14. Lay the 10 with Louisiana. Look at what Buffalo's done this year. It ain't pretty. And Louisiana's a competitor in their conference. So lay the 10 with Louisiana.
I'll tell you one thing.
I love that pick.
My ears always perk up. My ears always perk up when Matt has a play on like two tiny schools. I mean, I guess not tiny, but small schools. If it's like a Oregon Cal, I'm like, okay, I see his logic. But then he'll pull out a Buffalo, Louisiana play, and I'm like, oh, that's gonna hit. So
for the record, Buffalo has lost by 21 to Wisconsin, by 3 to Fordham at home, whatever Fordham is, and then by 28 at home to Liberty.
Don't pretend you don't know what Fordham is.
Fordham Rams,
I think it's
baby.
a school in New York, but it seems this line seems sneaky.
Isn't Fordham who always plays Presbyterian in the big game in the house
Furman.
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 Paladin.
Furman.
Come on, Danny.
My bad, man.
No, come on, you're better than that.
I didn't live on Edward Street. I didn't know exactly that game. I'm sorry.
It's a big one.
All right. Next one. I hate this pick as well, so don't follow me on this one either. Maryland going into Michigan State +7. I played on Michigan State last week. It was like +16.5, and they lost by 1 million. But we're going back to that well. They're at home this time. I think they keep it close.
Can we take a second to talk about that game? Washington is fucking good. Everyone needs to know Washington is good. Whoever's not, like, that should be the number 3 or number 2 team in the country. It shouldn't be anyone else. They have beaten the hell out of everyone. They were up by so many points on Michigan State before the half. They just won the second half. They're good. And Michigan State obviously is going the wrong direction, but I didn't think it was going to be like that. That team is crazy good. Sorry, that takes away from Michigan State. I just think good Washington.
No, you're right though. The Pac-12 is having a hell of a swan song. Like Washington State, Oregon, even Oregon State to some extent.
Pretty
USC,
good.
UCLA, like they're having a year.
Yeah.
Colorado.
Yeah.
Colorado too.
Yeah.
All right. This next one is a fight. Ducon, as someone I know once coined this. Al, why didn't you tell us what you got here?
Yeah, so I think Duke is good, right? Like, but I don't think they're especially good. I think UConn has been a lot better this year, and they're 3-point dogs at home. I think I just need a bounce or two to go my way, and they'll cover this number with ease. If I don't get those bounces, I'll kind of be crossing my fingers and hoping for some magic. But I think by and large, this one probably ends up being 17, 14, 17 points. Like a game that you don't want to watch.
Oh God, don't watch it.
I mean, yeah, I disagree on the don't watch it, I think, because like Riley Leonard's probably worth watching.
Yeah.
And I like watching good quarterbacks play, especially when they're playing shit teams, because you get to watch them like be awesome for like 2 quarters. And Duke's gonna blow them out, man. It's not even gonna be close. I don't know why you think it's gonna be so close. It seems simple to me. Like Duke has won all of their games and won all of their last 5 games and covered. It seems really easy to me. I don't even know why there was a question, but I guess you wanted to bet on like one of the worst teams that's ever existed. So do your thing, bud.
Thank you.
Who did UConn recently lost to FIU?
Yeah, but how much did they lose by?
They couldn't cover the 7.
Unless their quarterback, it's going to be at UConn.
UConn lost to Georgia State by 21. Couldn't cover the 3.
Oh, well, yeah, they're replacing a white Italian guy with a black guy. They're going to be better at quarterback. Not great.
I mean, I hope so, but maybe it'll be a better game to watch then, but they're still going to lose by 30.
Well, maybe
Speaking
it's
of
only
terrible
20.
teams, I've got to play in New Mexico, UMass. The wrong team is favored here. New Mexico is getting 3.5. They should be favored. They will definitely be in my money line round robin this weekend. Take New Mexico State and the 3.5. Anybody have thoughts there? Keep it rolling.
I don't like New Mexico.
But you like UMass?
Not enough to bet it. So,
All right.
I already have one pick on a New Mexico team. I couldn't do two.
yeah.
All right. Al, actually, Matt's back. Before we lose him again, Matt, why don't you tell us what you like in Ohio at Bowling Green State?
Ohio's really friggin' good. Curtis Rourke is awesome. He's back. Since Curtis Rourke has been back, they've been kicking the shit out of people. I don't see any reason why Curtis Rourke in Ohio won't continue to kick the shit out of people. 12 feels like too many points. I'm laying a lot of numbers in the 10s this week, and I hate it, but they're too good of opportunities for me to pass up. So you've got to take Curtis Rourke before he gets to 2 touchdowns. They're actually a very good team.
Yeah,
they're not a MAC good team. They're just a good team. They'd be competitive in the Big Ten West. They'd be competitive in the ACC. They're a good team.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah. But yeah.
And West.
Yeah.
I think I disagree with that strong of the take.
I said the ACC.
Yeah.
I said the ACC.
Yeah, but you were very specific about the Big Ten West.
Well, I mean, there's a really good side of the Big Ten is
No,
competitive, and there's not a good side.
I know.
But
Sorry,
they
good.
They did lose to San Diego State, though.
That's because Curtis Rourke got hurt in the first quarter of that game.
And you made it sound like they were like beating ass, but like they haven't scored more than 30 points at all.
Okay. Then take Bowling Green. Take them.
Dude, they're winning on defense, man. They gave up 10, 10, and 7 is how they're winning.
They're a legitimately good team. I'm telling you, they're good on defense.
They might be a legitimately good defense. That's a possibility.
You know what, Danny? You should take Bowling Green.
Please, I would love that. We can do that without the big. We can do that outside of the house.
No, no.
Al, I think you're on this too, though, right?
Yeah, I said everything Matt said. Yeah, he covered it.
I just think that Matt got super out of hand in praising Ohio, and I don't think anybody should think that Ohio is going to win the ACC. If he
I didn't say they would win. I said they would be competitive in the conferences. I don't think
ACC's got some good teams this year.
All right, how about this? Let's get Matt's Ohio gauge. Okay, I'm going to name like 4 random schools. You tell me if Ohio would beat them on a neutral field. Virginia.
Yeah.
Well,
yes.
Hold on.
Yes.
No, you can't just pick the worst.
He's going to move up the ladder, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah. Well, Minnesota.
No, you're not moving up the ladder. You're staying right at the bottom of the rung.
Yes, but it would be close.
You had to think about it.
Look, I just said they'd be competitive. I don't think they're going to win. I think they would be a problem for the teams in the conference.
So you're calling them Kentucky?
Yeah.
That's not the same as being competitive.
Danny, who would you take, Kentucky or Bowling Green?
That's a really good point. But I would not call Kentucky competitive in any of these conferences.
Okay.
The teams that are competitive are the teams that finish in the top 5.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying they would matter. They would not be like an easy walkover game. They would make things very complicated.
Yeah, they wouldn't.
You're not playing Virginia.
Okay, that's a huge difference. Saying they are not a walkover for ACC teams is a huge difference between saying they would be competitive in the ACC.
They're going out there. They're beating Wake Forest. They're beating Boston College. They're beating Virginia. They're beating Georgia Tech. They're beating Virginia Tech. Those 4 of them.
I think there's 2 ways to take what Matt said, and I think Danny's taking it the wrong way. Like, competitive to win the ACC? No, he's not saying that. But
they can't compete to win the ACC. They cannot compete to win the ACC.
He didn't say that.
Competitive in the sense that they're not going to get routed by UVA. Yes.
Or where every team on their schedule just checks them off as an automatic win before the season.
I 100% think that the top 4 teams in the ACC will beat them by 50
I
points.
just had a thought.
Sure, but there's...
I really want to see Ohio versus
8 other teams?
Marshall in a bowl game. Doesn't that sound delightful?
Ohio and Marshall.
Yeah. A couple like green defensive teams with some like.
I think Ohio will be competitive in their conference.
It sounds like a Motor City Bowl matchup.
You got to dream bigger, Al.
Okay.
Ohio Marshall getting a bowl game is your dream.
You're not the first to tell me that, Andy.
Yucky.
All right, let's move into the 4:00 window. Al, Oklahoma State is playing Iowa State, and we've got the same pick here. Why don't you go ahead?
Yeah, this is as much fading Iowa State as it is endorsing a field goal and a half spread here. So I'm going to take Oklahoma State plus 3.5 with the thought that shithead Mike Van Gundy with the coonskin cap is going to, be able to cover a spread against a Matt Campbell team that legitimately cannot score. I think so. I saw a thing where a fan was talking shit that said he's on the hot seat, is walking by, and he straight up tried to walk like a salmon swimming upstream, tried to fight through his players to go talk shit to this fan who said he's on the hot seat. I think he legitimately might get fired after they lose to Oklahoma State.
Yeah, I think the wrong team is favored here. I think Oklahoma State would be favored if not for the result from last week. I know they looked bad. They looked really, really bad. But that's not indicative of the talent they have on that team. They're better than that. It was a weird game. It was a fluke. They're going to bounce back here, and they're going to beat Iowa State. I also like the over 36.5. I know Al said Iowa State can't score, which is true, but that's still a really low number.
It is a very low number.
Oh, that seems like a fun one to go under.
I still don't like it. Yeah.
I kind of want to take the under. I'm gonna do it not on ChuggieBets, just for sport.
All right.
This was one of my low unders I was considering, but my next pick is one of those. So
it's gonna be like 17-9 final.
Oh, I'm gonna come so good. Sorry, that was weird.
That was at the 1 hour and 10 minute mark. I'm gonna clip that. That's
Sorry.
a new soundbite.
That's the first thing someone hears when they listen to episode 3.
No, Matt. He's not cutting that out. We're gonna just
Okay.
save that and insert it lots of times. Like
Okay,
anytime,
good.
Text message.
anytime I
Oh
talk
my
about,
God,
I'm gonna come so good.
anytime I talk about Milton's jawline, Matt's gonna come in and go, "I'm gonna come so good."
Do not come.
We're gonna be like
I'm
full on
gonna
like
come.
Zoo morning radio. I'm just gonna hit a button. It's gonna say that.
Awooga. Good.
All right, I've got a couple in a row here that I'm just gonna rattle off quick. USF +3, Central Michigan +15.5, and Eastern Michigan +7. All too many points.
That's stinky. That USF Rice game is stinky.
Why would you even consider putting a bet on that?
Value.
I gotta say, no, I'm not gonna bet it, but USF +3 at home against Rice just feels like a no-brainer.
I think it's the other way. I think they're getting a lot of praise for an Alabama game where they had a lightning delay and Alabama slept walk and they couldn't throw the ball. I think Rice is going to be better than Alabama probably performed in that game, but I'm not ballsy enough to take it.
I'm clipping that one too.
They're going to be better than Rice.
Rice
beats
Bama on a neutral field.
No,
Yeah,
no,
Matt,
no,
you heard it here.
I'm going to come.
I would absolutely take. Rice is gonna win that game.
By 2.
By 9.
All right, just
Rice did beat Houston.
They sure did.
Yeah, but Houston sucks.
They sure do.
Right?
All right, just real quick again, that was South Florida +3, Central Michigan +15.5, Eastern Michigan +7. And that takes us to the end of part 2 of the ChuggieBets College Football Week 4 picks, which got us through the afternoon games. Come back for part 3, which will cover the prime time and late night games. So make sure you like, subscribe, and tell a friend so you don't miss that, as well as our NFL pod. Good night, everybody.